Welcome to my scrapping space. I'm Joni Martin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator located in Southwest Wisconsin, and I'm here to share with you another card made with the beautiful Season of Elegance paper pack. What do you say we get my face off the screen and we can do some creating? Season of Elegance is a paper pack that can be found in the September to December mini catalog. I have other cards on my blog and on my YouTube channel that show other ways I've used this paper. And they have been all Christmas cards. Today I'm using it to make a birthday card. This is a really simple card, and I think it packs a lot of impact, and the paper does all the work. So let's look at what we're going to use. Here's the paper, and then we'll back up from there. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And the paper's in here. So each paper in this paper pack has gold on one side, as this one does. So that's this one. And then on the back, there's a corresponding color in matte. It's a great paper pack. So I have Pretty Peacock as a card base. And of course, check out scrappingwithjoni.com. You'll find the measurements, the supply list, everything you need, step-by-step directions. So we're just going to set our card base aside. Let's put this up here so we can see what we're making. And then I have a standard mat. And for me, a standard mat or card insert means 4 by 5 1/4. And then I went 1/4 inch smaller because I wanted to see more of that Lost Lagoon as it picks up in there. So we're going to be embossing this. And when you're going to emboss paper, you want to make sure that you're not using too much of our great liquid glue, because once you put it in the embossing folder, it's going to squish and go everywhere. So I tend to use a tape runner with that, just like this. And then we're going to center it here. Now, I'm making a birthday card today, but we were talking in class today, this would be a pretty color for Thanksgiving. It could be, a thinking of you. So many reasons you could use this card, but right now I need birthday cards, so that's what we're going to do. Next, we're going to emboss it, and I chose Distress Tile, but any overall embossing folder you have would work. And then just one more tip about embossing. This paper is lovely, and the what they call designer series paper, or the print papers from Stampin' Up, are great quality. But if you're going to use a really heavy embossing folder on it, like those that take 1 and 4, they're called our 3D folders, they're really going to put a lot of pressure on that paper. So if you're going to mat it anyway, attach the mat first. That kind of gives your paper a little more protection, and it's not going to rip when you emboss it. So I'm putting it in my embossing folder. I'm going to line it up on that line that Stampin' Up gave me. And when I send it through, I'm going to make sure that the Stampin' Up logo is on top. I'm using plates 1 and 4. And I like to label my folders when I get them with the name of the folder and what plates I need. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm creating pretty late at night. And the more creating and less thinking I have to do, the better for all of us. So plate 1 in the Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine, you're going to use every time. It's the thick plate, number 1, and they're labeled for you. Then this is going to go down. And then in this system, plate 4 is the solid color one. Regardless of what kind of machine you're using or whether you're die cutting or embossing, you always want a plate on top. That protects your product, your paper, your embossing folder, your die cut, and it protects your machine. This paper plays so well with embossing. It really takes it. I think that gold just really stands out more when you get it embossed. There we go. Look at that. You can really see the gold now. I'm going to put the gold at top and put my little label down here, but you could do it however you want. So we have another set of dies I've been using a lot called the Changing Leaves Bundle. Excuse me, guys, I'm going to cough. I apologize. There we go. Allergies are still going. No frost here yet. And they have 2 dies that I'm using for that. The Changing Leaves Bundle. Again, everything I used is on my blog. So they have this lovely long oblong label that I'm just using as a backdrop, and then a circle label that was perfect for Happy Birthday. So let's attach those first. And I'm attaching these flat, meaning I'm not using any dimensionals to pop them up, because I have some beautiful little bling that's going to stand up enough as it is. So let's grab a touch of the multi-purpose glue right here. And then I'm going to start with this straight so that I have a better chance of getting happy birthday on there straight. I think this is a beautiful fall birthday card. You could always use birthday cards, right? Okay, now we're attaching it to a pretty heavily embossed surface. As you can see from the background, there's a lot of texture here. So this multi-purpose glue is going to be our friend because it's going to go in those crevices and really adhere well. I'm a big fan of using tape runners, but, oops, that one moved on me. They may just slide over the surface. I'm just going to check as I'm moving it around. See, that turned. So we're just going to make sure we're back to straight. The great thing about multi-purpose glue is you have a little bit of time and you can still move it around. The bad thing is you can still move it around. So if you're not careful, it will, like I was chatting with you and not paying attention, and it turned around on me. But we caught it. We're good. Okay, we're going to let that set up. While we're gluing, let's do the inside. So both of these sentiments, the happy birthday and wishing you all the happiness in the world, came from a beautiful stamp set called Translucent Floral. Again, you can find that on my blog, item numbers, all of that. But anything would work. There we go. I have just a scrap here that's a 1/2 inch, and it has, let's see if you can see it. Yes, see those lovely little flecks of gold? So that's going to bring the front of our card to the inside. So we're on a roll here for gluing. We're also, while we're at it, let's take care of that envelope flap, because we know, right? We're not sending this beautiful card in a naked envelope. So for this card, I'm going to cover the envelope flap. And when I do that, I have a piece of paper that's 2 1/4 by 6, which again, find it on the Scrappin' with Joni blog. And I'm going to take the envelope flap and actually fold it backwards and put glue just on this. And the reason I'm folding it backwards is when I attach the paper to it, if I hold this up like the body of the envelope, should we say, it just goes on flatter and right across that fold line. We're just putting adhesive all the way around the outside of the envelope flap. What we don't want to do is put adhesive on the back of this piece, because look, that's bigger than your envelope flap. If you had adhesive or like glue all the way around, and when I put it down, my glue is going to go everywhere I don't want it. So we're just going to do that. And then we're going to go from, Stampin' Up sells beautiful envelopes. They're great quality and people talk about how smooth they are, but they're still blank envelopes. And now we have an envelope that someone's going to get this in the mail and think, oh, I want to open that one first. That looks intriguing. Like, look at that beautiful envelope. And there we go. And that multi-purpose glue is going to hold. You just want to make sure you go all the way around the outside. And we went from boring to stunning. Look at that envelope flap. Okay, let's put the rest of our card together. So we have the piece that we've embossed and add our sentiment to. And again, I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue, but I'm not going to go too close to the edge, because when I push it down, that's where the glue is going to want to come out. But I'm being pretty generous with the glue because it is heavily embossed. I like to open up my card base. I think if I can start it straight, I'm more likely to get the rest of the pieces straight. Not always, but often. Then I wanted some pretty bling for the front, and I went with adhesive back metallic gems. And they have, I mean, there's all kinds. There's copper and gold and silver. I'm going to go with gold, and for a card I'm going to mail, I'm going to use the smallest ones, because even the small ones stand up quite a bit. So if you've watched me make cards before, you know I'm next going to tell you an odd number of embellishments, typically 3, and 3 in a roughly triangular shape, which just means one embellishment is by itself and the other 2 are closer together. Well, look at that. That's a card you'd want to send somebody for their birthday. And on the inside, we're going to just trim off the extra. Now, you certainly could cut this 1/2 inch scrap to the length, you know, how long you need it. Here's the thing. If you don't get it exactly straight, then one end's going to be, you're going to see a little bit of white showing, and you're trimming it more than you have to. Just take a scrap, put it on there, and then trim it. This is flat going on flat, so I'm just going to grab a tape runner. Look at what that does to bring the inside of that card, the front of the card to the inside. So pretty. So pretty. And this one's going in the mail today. I'm a little late on some October birthdays. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. If you liked what you saw, please share it with your crafty friends. And until next time, take care and keep crafting.